Hi yogis, Amanda Mays here for one of the practices of our very last week together here in our program. The theme of this week's class is Samadhi, a concept that I don't feel particularly comfortable or really close to. From understanding our readings, it's kind of that final stop on our path, and it's the two concepts leading up to it. So dharana and dhyana, our focus and meditation, that allow us to reach this universal union, this sort of enlightenment. To me, in our everyday lives, finding this blissful union in the way that it's spoken about in the text feels like something I might never accomplish. And so for today's class, I really wanted to focus on all of the ways that we can find union in our lives. So ways that we can find union in our teaching, in our own physical body, as our practice as students, and then in our lives off of this space, because to me, that's where the yoga begins. So let's start here in our bodies first, and just a seated meditation. You can sit cross-legged or however feels most comfortable to you. Place your hands on your thighs, face up or face down, and close your eyes. Start first with our focus. With eyes closed, see if you can draw your attention to that spot that rests just above your upper lip, but below your nose. For now, breathe in and out of your nose naturally so that you can feel this spot. Feel the air brush against it with each exhale. Begin to just draw your attention to it. This place, our dharana. In an expedited version of the 8-limb path, we'll move on next to dhyana. And begin to meditate on this place still. That rests below our nose and above our top lip. See if you can point your eyes downward towards it. And continue to breathe. When you're ready, place one finger on this place, the space that rests above your lip but below your nose. Find a physical union with it. Notice the heat of your finger as it makes contact with this space. Notice the texture of the skin, the shape. Feel the two areas pressed together, become one, so that there's no space in between. We'll do this a lot in our practice today, not touch our faces necessarily, but to find union in our bodies and become really aware of what union feels like when one part of our body touches the other. A perfect example of union, of things coming together, of things uniting. Remove your finger, place your hand back to your thigh. Take a big breath in. An open mouth exhale. Keep your eyes closed. Meet me at hands and knees at tabletop pose. From here, child's pose, balasana. Draw your big toes to touch. Open your knees. Sink your glutes on top of your heels. Extend your palms up. Keep your forearms lifted. And press your forehead down to the ground. Option today to take reverse prayer hands. You'll bend your elbows, press your palms together to touch, and then drop your wrist just behind your head. Maybe nestle your thumbs into the crook of your neck.
can rock your forehead from side to side. Feel the heat of your hands as they touch together and unite. Maybe you can feel your forearms as they frame your ears, your big toes as they touch behind you. Let's start with breath. Take a big inhale, fill all the way up. And an open mouth exhale, sigh all the way out. 2 more like that. Big breath in. Big breath out. Last one, inhale. Release, exhale. This time, inhale, seal your lips. Exhale through your nose. Cultivate your Ujjayi breath. The rhythm and the cadence that is your breathing. The consistency, the length, and the texture. Your next inhale, release your hands from prayer. Place them on the mat out in front of you. As you inhale, rise up to seal pose. Keep your knees on the mat. Draw your big toes to touch behind you as you send your hips forward, and then lift your gaze to open up through your chest. Feel a nice back bend here through your low spine, and opening through your inner hips, your adductors, and then broadening across your chest. Keep your gaze at neutral. Take a breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Tuck your toes, lift your kneecaps and your hips up. Take a moment, pedal out your feet. Do what feels good here in your body in this practice. You're ready, find some stillness in this downward facing dog. Take your right palm, reach it to the outer edge of your left ankle for a down dog twist. Make contact here, right hand to left ankle. You bend into your knees a little bit more to enable this twist. Then gaze up towards your left armpit. Continue to press through both feet and your left hand. Take 1 breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll meet at center. Inhale, down dog twist to the other side. Reach your left palm to the outer edge of your right ankle. Gaze up towards your right armpit. Be really mindful as you press through your right palm. Keep your arm active. Avoid locking out the joint. Take a big breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, ragdoll pose at the top of your space. Keep your feet nice and wide. Enjoy a generous bend into your knees. Relax your head and neck to hang. Bend your elbows and place your hands in opposite crooks of your elbows. Notice what that does. Maybe feel a pull at your upper back. All those muscles underneath your shoulder blades, your medial belt. And then if you'd like, find some movement rock from side to side. Notice first the union between your hands and your arms. And then second, notice your breath. Your next inhale, release your hands. Toe heel your feet towards the center of your mat. When you're ready with bent knees, rise to stand. When you're at the top, shrug your shoulders up, relax them back and down. Unite your hands together at your heart, close over your eyes for Samadhi, standing at attention pose. Yogis, let's set the intention for our half practice here today. See if you can begin to notice all of the places you find union in your body in this practice today, in an effort to better understand and recognize where you can seek and find union elsewhere. With that intention in mind, take a big breath in, a big breath out. Inhale, seal your lips, sealing your intention. Ujjayi, exhale. Flutter your eyes open. Release your palms by your sides. Inhale, mountain pose, Tadasana. Extend your fingertips up and overhead. Right away, we'll find a steeple mudra grip. Clasp your palms together above you. Point your pointer fingers up, and then straighten your elbows by your ears. Ensure the crooks of your elbows are in. And then relax your shoulders away just slightly so that they're not hanging out by your ears. Breathe in, look up. As you exhale, half moon stretch over to the right side of your space. Continue to reach up and then reach your palms over to the right as you bump your hips towards the left. Press even weight through both of your feet. Engage your core to support your low back. Feel your left side oblique stretch here. Inhale, come back through center.
Exhale, half moon stretch up and over to the left side of your space. Continue to square the heads of your hips forward. Engage your belly. And then open your right shoulder to stack on top of the left. Look up. Inhale back to mountain pose. Reach nice and high. And as you exhale, find a back bend. Keep your grip. Stack your hips over your kneecaps. Engage your core to support your low back again. And then feel your traps activate to support this back bend as well. Gaze up. Breath in. Keep your hands, exhale, forward fold. Bump your hips to the back. Keep your elbows by your ears and bend your knees as you make your way towards the ground. Finally, release your grip. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins, and gaze down. Drive the crown of your head forward. Feel your spine elongate and the weight shift towards the top of your feet. Take a big breath in. Exhale, low lunge. Step your left toes back and behind you. Frame your front foot with your hands. Breathe in, three-legged dog. Send your right leg high. Listen carefully. Exhale, crisscross high plank pose. Cross your right ankle over the left one. Shift your way forward so that you're in a crisscross high plank. Looks great. Breathe in, shift forward slightly. Exhale, lower just halfway down. Inhale back to high plank pose. And exhale, downward facing dog. Uncross your ankles, send your hips high. We'll flow just one time. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, travel to the top of your space. Breathe in, halfway lift, hands to shins. Exhale, fold, release your back. Inhale, mountain pose, Tadasana, grow tall. Right away, find your grip. As you exhale, half moon stretch up, over to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, half moon up and over to the left. Inhale, back to center, keep your grip. And exhale, back bend, Anubhatasana, gaze up. Inhale, back to mountain, keep your grip. Exhale, forward fold with a bend in your knees, bump your hips back, keep your arms by your ears. Once you're at the bottom, release your grip. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins. Listen carefully, exhale, low lunge, step your right toes behind you. Breathe in, three-legged dog. Kick your left toes back and up. As you exhale, crisscross, high plank pose. Cross your left ankle over the right. Shift your weight forward. Pause. Breathe in, shift forward slightly. Exhale, lower just halfway down. Inhale, press back up to a high plank. As you exhale, down dog, send your hips up first and then unhook your ankles. Take just one breath in and one breath out. Let's move on. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, travel to the top of your space. Breathe in, halfway lift, hands to shins. Exhale, fold, release your back. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana, sit low, reach up or out. Pause. Customize this posture to work for you. My feet feel better separated, about hips width distance. Consider driving your tailbone down to lowering your squat, and then lift your chest up. Lift your gaze. Take a breath in. Exhale, prayer twist. Draw your hands together at your heart. Hook your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Before you look up, ensure that both knees are in line. Pull one back in line with the other if it's peeked out. Sink lower into your hips and then gaze up at your right elbow. Breathe in. Stay with me, breathe out. Inhale, rise. One-legged mountain pose, Tadasana. Lift your left toes off the mat. Extend your palms up and over. Breathe in. Exhale, crescent lunge with airplane arms gently. Step your left toes on the mat, back and behind you. Tilt your chest forward, and then right away, if you can, clasp your palms together behind you. Gaze at your right big toe, and pull your fist down. As you breathe in, lift your chest, exalt here with a bind. See if you can find a tiny back bend here as you trace your gaze along the ceiling. A slight bend in your elbows to keep your arms active. Take a breath in. As you exhale, reaching crescent, tilt your chest back forward, unhook your hands, reach your arms along your sides, and then all the way out in front of you. Trying to really activate this right glute and right quad. Gaze is down, arms reach forward by your ears. Take one breath in, one breath out. Inhale, reverse warrior. Listen carefully, pivot your back foot flat. Maintain that deep lunge in your right knee. Send your right arm up. We'll find Gomukhasana arms here. Bend both elbows, place your hands to the crooks of your back. Maybe they touch and maybe not. Prioritize the lift through your core to support your back, the lift through your chest, your gaze nice and high. Squeeze your elbows up and in, breath in. And exhale, Chaturanga, Dandasana, release your palms, put your hands to the mat, step back, flow through. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, travel to the top of your space. Breathe in, halfway lift, hands to shins. Exhale, fold, release your back. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana, sit low, reach up or out, just depending upon how your shoulders feel today. Exhale, prayer twist, draw your hands to your heart. Hook your right elbow to the outside of your left knee. Just breathe here. Draw your knees in line with one another. Sink your butt in line with your kneecaps. Engage your belly to lift it off your thighs. Gaze up at your left elbow. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, rise, one-legged mountain pose, Tadasana, right toes lift off of the mat, arms extend high. Pause and breathe here. Squeeze your abductors, your outer hips in towards center so that you can find some lift here. Press through your left foot. Take a big breath in. Exhale, crescent lunge with airplane arms as gently as you can. Send your right toes to the mat behind you. Tilt your chest forward as you gaze down. And then clasp your palms together behind you if you can. If you can't, please use a strap, a t-shirt, or a towel, anything as an extender here. As you inhale, lift your chest, drop your fist to exalt slightly. Think about lifting up out of your belly and then tracing your gaze along your ceiling. Stay here for one breath in. As you exhale, reaching crescent, tilt your chest back forward, reach your arms out and over so that your arms frame your ears. Gaze is down, legs are strong. Breathe in. Stay with it, breathe out. Inhale, reverse warrior, pivot your back foot flat. Send your left arm up. Gomukhasana, arms on this side. Bend both elbows. Draw your left hand in between your shoulder blades. Your right palm somewhere toward the center of your back. Pull your elbows up and in. Look up, lift up. Breathe in. Exhale, Chaturanga, Dandasana. Release your palms to the mat and flow through. Inhale, upward facing dog. Lift your chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, take one breath in. One breath out. We'll flow one time, breath to movement. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, travel to the top of your space. Breathe in, halfway lift, hands to shins. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana, sit. Exhale, prayer twist, unite your hands together. Hook your left elbow to your right knee. Inhale, rise, one-legged mountain pose, left toes lift. Exhale, crescent lunge with airplane arms. Right away, find your bind. Inhale, exalt from here, pull your fists down, lift your chest. As you exhale, reaching crescent, tilt your chest forward, reach your arms up. Inhale, reverse warrior with cow face arms, bend both elbows, look up. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, high to mid plank pose. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, travel to the top. Breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana, sit low. Exhale for a twist over to your left. Inhale, rise, one-legged mountain, right toes lift. Exhale, crescent lunge, airplane arms, right away find your bind. Inhale, exalted crescent, lift your chest, pull your fist down. Exhale, reaching crescent, reach your arms out in front of you. Inhale, reverse warrior with Gomukhasana, arms gaze up. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. In your down dog, take a big breath in. A big breath out.
We'll add on, inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, travel to the top of your space. Breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana, sit low. Exhale for a twist over to your right. Inhale, rise, one-legged mountain, left toes lift. Listen for the change. Exhale, figure four stretch. Cross your ankle over your knee. Sit your hips back, draw your hands together at your heart. You can keep your palms pressed together or place your hands to your shin bone. Feel the heat transfer from your hands to your left ankle. Drive your tailbone down. Lift your chest up. Breath in. One breath out. Inhale, rise, one-legged mountain pose, Tadasana. Exhale, crescent lunge with airplane arms. Find your bind. Breathe in, exalted crescent with a bind. Open up through your chest. As you exhale, revolved crescent lunge. Unhook your hands, draw them together at your heart, and then hinge forward. Hook your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. You're welcome to stay just like this or drop to your back knee for some more support today. Wherever you are, consider gliding your left rib cage under the right one to further activate the twist. And then gaze high as you point your right elbow towards the sky. Breathe in, lengthen your spine forward. Exhale, twist at your back. Last time, breathe in. And exhale, twist. Inhale, rise back up. See if you can reverse your way out of this posture. Exalted crescent is where we'll meet with our hands behind our backs. Breathe in, look up, lift your chest up. As you exhale, warrior three pose as an option. Launch, lift your back toes off of the mat. Find some balance here in your standing leg. And then when you're ready, begin to tilt your chest forward. Create that T shape in your body. If you'd like, you can unhook your bind and draw your hands together at your heart just for a moment or for the remainder of this posture. Flex your left foot as you dive your left big toe down and in. An option to find the fullest expression of this posture, take your steeple mudra grip, extend and straighten your arms by your ears. Wherever you are, stay there and breathe. Just for 3. Just for 2. And 1. As gently as you can, we'll meet in crescent lunge with airplane arms. Inhale, reverse warrior, open it up. Find those Gomu Kasana arms. As you exhale, listen carefully, low lunge. Frame your front foot with your hands. Continue to crawl yourself over towards the right side of your space, and then drop your knees to the mat. Gomu Kasana, cow face legs. So we're in this funky tabletop pose. Center your hips behind you, and then find a seat with your glutes onto your heels. Cow face looks really different in everyone's anatomy, so if you've got a prop, maybe a pillow, you could always scoot it underneath your seat. Sometimes elevating your hips just helps find some more space. You could always scoot that pillow in between your legs if you've got lots of space like me. Use your feet as the gas and brake in this posture. Draw them farther or closer towards you. Play around. Notice the intensity of the stretch. Make contact with your hands on your ankles. Keep them there. Sit really tall in your chest. Take a breath in. A breath out. Inhale, rewind. We'll meet low lunge. Right foot forward for low lunge. Inhale, three-legged dog. Send your right toes back and up. Exhale, downward facing dog is where we'll meet. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, travel to the top of your space. Breathe in, halfway lift, hands to shins. Exhale, fold, release. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana, sit low, reach up or out. Exhale, prayer twist, draw your hands together at your heart. Hook your right elbow to the outside of your left knee. Inhale, rise, one-legged mountain pose, right toes lift. Adding on, exhale, figure 4 stretch, cross your right ankle over your knee, sit your hips back and place your hands at your heart. Another option today, if you'd like, you can place one hand to your tailbone. Notice if your hips are evened out, both squared forward. Kind of readjust as you Feel around. Continue to lift your chest and sit low in your legs. Breathe in. Stay with me, breathe out. Inhale, rise, one-legged mountain pose, Tadasana. Exhale, crescent lunge with airplane arms, slow and controlled. Find your bind. Inhale, exalted crescent, pull your fist down, lift your chest, lift your gaze. Exhale, revolved crescent lunge, tilt your chest forward, unhook your hands and press them together at heart center. Hook your right elbow to the outside of your left knee. Please do here what you did on the last side, either stay elevated or drop your back knee to the mat. Notice all of the points of contact you have with you, your right elbow to your right knee, your palms, maybe your thumbs to your heart. Glide your right rib cage under the left, gaze up. Inhale, lengthen the crown of your head forward. Exhale, tiny twist at your low lumbar spine. One more time, breathe in, lengthen. And exhale to twist. As you inhale, rise back up, reverse your way out of the pose. Exalted crescent is where we'll meet with hands bound behind you. Take a breath in, look up. Exhale, warrior three pose. Let's start off slow. Launch, lift your back toes off of the mat. Find some balance, some strength in your standing leg, and then begin to kick your right leg back up and behind you. Drop your chest until it comes to hip height. Kick your right ankle in line with your right hip. At this point, you can unhook your bind if you'd like, clasp your palms together at your heart, or find that steeple mudra grip, straighten your arms as you reach them up, and point your fingers forward. Wherever you are, stay there and breathe just for 3, just for 2, and 1 as gently as you can land. Inhale, exalted crescent, hands bound behind you, gaze up, and stay here and breathe out. Inhale, reverse warrior, release your bind. Send your left arm up to find those Gomukhasana, cow face arms. Inhale, look up. Exhale, low lunge. Frame your front foot with your hands. Begin to crawl yourself over to the left side of your space. Drop your knees to the mat. Funky tabletop pose here. Center your hips behind you. And find a seat with your glutes onto the mat. I'll face you guys for now. Stack your knees on top as much as you can. It's okay if there's lots of space. And then, again, play around. See where it feels best to have your ankles, depending upon the anatomy of your body. Sit nice and tall. Take a breath in. A breath out. Inhale. Reverse your way back through center. Low lunge is where we'll meet with your left foot forward. Your low lunge, 3-legged dog. Kick your left toes back and up. And exhale, downward facing dog. In your downward facing dog, take a big breath in. And open mouth, exhale. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, find a seat on your mat, on your butt. Extend your legs out long in front of you, give them a shake. And then extend your arms up and overhead. Take a big breath in. Exhale, seated forward fold, Paschimottanasana. Reach your hands towards your feet, to your ankles, or your calf muscles. If your legs are straight, keep your spine straight too. With every inhale, draw your chest towards your big toes. And then with every exhale, fold your belly closer towards your thighs. Keep breathing just like that. Inhale, rise back up to a tall seat. As you exhale, slowly lower all the way down until your spine reaches the ground. Once you're down here, press the soles of your feet to touch. Open your knees out wide for Supta Baddha Konasana. Customize the lower half of your body as you draw your feet farther away from you if you've got some tight hip flexors, or closer to you if you're feeling mobile today. Take your hands, stack them on top of your heart, and then close over your eyes. In this final 60 seconds of reflection, first consider all of the ways that we found union here in our physical body on our mats today. The union of our hands in steeple mudra grip, in our bound exalted crescent pose, and even the union of our palms as we found Gomukhasana arms from our reverse warrior pose. We found the union of Gomukhasana legs with our knees stacked, and even the union of our ankles crossed in that funky chaturanga transition. Depends on your own life. Are there places where you feel really enlightened? A true blissful state, one with something. Maybe that's in nature. As you walk and spend time with all of the creations of the universe. Maybe it's when you're with a loved one. You feel united with them as they see and hear you for who you are, as they love you unconditionally. As we prepare to step out of this teacher training and into the rest of our journey, how can you find union as an instructor, given all of the tools that we've found in this training, to share with your students? As you prepare all of your future classes, can you continue to consider how to unify your new knowledge of anatomy, philosophy, and intelligent sequencing? Begin to close your knees back together. Straighten your legs out long in front of you. Reach your arms up and overhead. Take a big breath in. An open mouth exhale. Shift to your right or left side for supported fetal pose. When you're ready, press yourself up to a seat with legs crossed, eyes closed, hands at heart center, and sit tall. Draw your thumbs in between your eyebrows. Feel your physical body connect with your intuition, this subtle space that rests between your eyebrows. Take a collective breath in, a unifying breath out. I honor and am so grateful to be united with each of you. Given the things that we've learned together, the experiences we've had, we are the same. We are one. Bow forward together, saying namaste. Thank you for having me for your 30-minute practice today. I can't wait to see you all in class later this week. Have a great rest of your day. Namaste.